What is up, everybody, and welcome to the show. Man, as y'all can see, we've got a fire event coming up for you here in May, early May, in Sylva, North Carolina. Heroes to Legends Ministries is putting on a fantastic show. Answer the call, and guys, I can't wait to be there. There's so much coming down the pipeline for all these wonderful events coming up, and speaking of more wonderful events coming up, I've got a special guest interview today. We have the manager of champions, Stranglehold Championship Wrestling's own, Eric Nelson. Welcome to the show, sir. How are you?
Very good.
Hey, very good. All right, man. So, Stranglehold Championship Wrestling, Georgia. What part of Georgia are we talking about?
Well, we're Atlanta-based, but we are actually a traveling promotion. I heard you mention great events in May. Of course, we have our debut at MomoCon this year at the Georgia World Congress Center in Atlanta. We're super stoked about that. 4 whole days of wrestling. I've sent you some posters. Of course, we have Sergeant Slaughter. We have Kane. We have Nikita Koloff. We have Sergeant Buddy Parker. We have Mr. Hughes. And not to mention what a great roster that I've assembled from all my travels. Speaking of that, I'm on the road today doing yet another scouting trip because I have some other events coming up after MomoCon that I will announce later.
Gotcha. Yeah, I'm getting the videos and everything else I got to put up here because I know we're talking about MomoCon. So that's comic books, gaming. Is that like video games and board games?
Video games, board games, anime, anything pop culture, you're going to see it there.
Oh, that'll be cool, man. That'll be cool. I haven't been to a Comic-Con or anything like that since I went to the Baltimore Comic-Con like 15 years ago. So that'll be awesome.
And of course, this is the year where they debut professional wrestling, and they chose Stranglehold Championship Wrestling as their flagship wrestling promotion.
Gotcha. Now, to anybody curious, I'm going to mute music if it's there because we do not own the rights to any of this. And I thought about that about 30 seconds into the Answer the Call video. But I'm going to go ahead and bring up this video real quick, and we can get that on there and figure out what's good with that. So here we go with this video you sent me.
Ah, Legion, yes. So the story behind Legion, I was very close friends with Road Warrior Animal. Prior to his death, we had a discussion about yet another tag team in his image. And I submitted him some names. He gave me the approval for these 2 gentlemen, Goth and Rage. We do actually own the rights ourselves to this song that's playing, but that's fine. We can mute it. So they're going to challenge champions and also to the flagship members of World. And as you've been following along, Mr. Saint, you know that World Elite has been a constant thorn in my side. So this is part of my answer to World Elite is these guys, Legion. Can you still hear me? Uh-oh. Did we lose audio?
Now, you mentioned, there we go, my bad, my mistake. I'm used to having my microphone sitting out here in front. That's my fault. So you mentioned the World Elite. Now, that's a derivative of or sponsored by the King Enterprises
Oh,
group.
yes, that little
With,
weasel. Mr.
Michael King.
Asian sensation. And his Rolls Royce of wrestling.
Mr. Brino Royce, you got that right. Now, I'm here to tell you, my friend, the kid just had a debut at Pro Wrestling Union run by Mr. Cole Maccabee. And I'm going to tell you what, he went up against a game competitor in Jamal Hewins. And, in the end, yeah, Jamal pulled it out, Mr. Smiley, as they call him. Mr. Nice Guy. That's Mr. Nice Guy, my bad. He went up against him, and, brother, I'm going to tell you one thing. From bell to bell, that was one of the best pure wrestling matches you're going to find. So I've got all the faith in the world that Brino Royce, if he's on the opposite side of what you're putting in on, you know, these dudes must be some bad cats.
Well, here's the way I look at it. I have a guy I've known for a very long time. His name is John Romano. He is the pop star himself, the '90s kid. He's been a veteran of this business for a long time. Very well known around here. He didn't like Brino's little, aristocratic attitude, so he's going to do something about that come MomoCon.
Well, that'll be cool, man. That's definitely gonna be something. I'm hoping, that takes place on one of the days I'm there. Work schedules and all that.
I'm certain it will.
Gotcha. All the work schedules and everything else is life is hectic. I have to take vacation time for pretty much everything I do wrestling related, other than this show, because this is my first day off of the week every week.
Right, I understand.
But it is what it is. Either way, man, there's a lot of good stuff coming to this. And so, who's this young lady here?
Vicky Dreamboat. She's a newcomer. I have scouted her for a while. She is out of Jacksonville, Florida, and she is going to come make waves in the women's division. Now,
Hell yeah!
I'm going to turn and face right here for a second. Who you were witnessing is the reigning women's champion of Stranglehold Championship Wrestling, Miss Brandy Scotch Baker. And she's been watching her too. Not to mention, World Elite's been scouting this woman named Angelica Risk. We also have Shalance Royal, and we have Gemma Jules coming in. So we're going to have ourselves a nice women's tournament at MomoCon.
Very cool.
Now, all these competitors have stated that they're going to walk away the new World Women's Champion. So, Brandy's not much for words, but I can tell by the look on her face right now that Miss Dreamboat and the rest of them better bring their A game.
Oh, she looked pissed. She looked straight up pissed. I'm not going to deny that.
She is.
Oh, that's good. Fuel the fire. Fuel that fire and burn that bitch to the ground. That's what I got to say about it.
Yes, sir.
All right, who we got here?
So I want to touch on one more event real quick.
Okay. My bad.
We're going to be at a new convention in Lake Jackson, Texas. We're outside of Houston, called the Chaotic Freedom Celebration. Who you are witnessing right now is challenging whoever walks away from MomoCon with the Stranglehold World Heavyweight Championship. This gentleman here is known as the Hell's Guardian, Justin James. He's also not a very big fan of World Elite either. He's like, whether Drago wins or loses that match, I think you should bring him along anyway, just so I can have a punching bag. So yeah, Hell's Guardian Justin James had a lot to say about our challenger, and of course one of the top new prospects of World Elite, the real Drago, who is from Siberia, and he's coming to the United States to stake his claim.
I've heard a lot about that kid.
Well, I do know that my current champion, the Extreme Phenom, is going to have his hands full, but Extreme Phenom has had some notable feuds in the past, and he's always walked away victorious. So I cannot necessarily speak for Mr. Drago that he's going to walk away with all 10 fingers, 10 toes, and maybe even his fibula in place. So I hope Mr. Drago has a good insurance policy.
Well,
and King Enterprises, if you're listening, I don't think you got enough money in your measly little bank account to cover the insurance that guy is going to need after he faces my champion. And of course, if Hell's Guardian decides to get his hands on him in Texas too, I mean, like I said, I hope you've got a plan, King Enterprises.
Well, I mean, I've known Michael for a little over a year at this point, or right around somewhere in that neighborhood. And I'll put it to you like this. What he doesn't have, he buys, and what he doesn't buy, he finds another way.
Well,
That's just how the dude
I can
is.
tell you, he's something he's fixing to buy is a beating.
Well, it will be what will be in that case, my friend. I'm not sure.
Yes, it will.
All right, man. And
Oh, well,
this is y'all.
that is myself and the beautiful Brandy Scotch Baker.
Okay, that's a cool image.
Well, that was drawn by my cartoonist. She'll be at the show as Chaos. She is the daughter of Rage, who belongs to Legion, and Chaos is a valet, and she'll be sponsoring a new talent that I'm not going to reveal yet. Like I said, I can't give away the farm just yet. But the original picture that was taken, we were at a tattoo convention in Virginia, and the newspaper basically said that was the only good match on the card. She got some pictures of Brandy's match, and also got a picture of us together. And those are the only pictures from that show that made the newspaper.
Wow.
So the biggest thing is people recognize champions when they see them, and I'm not demanding they're champions for no reason. You follow me?
It makes sense.
Because World Elite might have an impressive roster, but the manager of champions, ladies and gentlemen, is always one step ahead.
As the younger crew says, game recognizes game, right?
That's right. You're absolutely right on that. And game does recognize game. That's a fact.
That's right. Man, now look at these legends here.
Now, I'm very excited about this matchup. Speaking of Sergeant Slaughter and, even though the Koloffs are part of World Elite, I do have the utmost respect for Nikita Koloff. What a great guy all around, but still just the people that he brings to the table are fierce competitors. I know Alexander Koloff personally. I've seen him work. So I know he's got an axe to grind with Violence of Action. He's told me in so many words that he plans to make him humble. Now, Violence of Action, team of Roma Roselle and Derek Mastaro, they're both Army Green Berets, so they're the best of the best.
Damn.
And, of course, they have the one and only Sergeant Slaughter in their corner. So we're going to see a classic U.S. versus Russia match here at MomoCon, and it gets a lot of press. And Sergeant Slaughter told me in so many words he's going to remind Nikita who he really is. I don't know what that means, but I don't want to be in the middle of that one.
I don't blame you there at all, because I can tell you one thing. I don't want none of them bastards hitting me. So now we have a comment, and it's from Mr. Michael King. I knew he'd be tuning in. So he said, should we announce the newest team joining World Elite now? The team we didn't put on the poster.
Well, like I said, let's hear what this little twerp has to say. Say. Let's go ahead and encourage Michael King.
He said the Koloffs are World Elite.
Yeah, we understand that. I get it. Remember, Mike, I am one step ahead, so I know your move before you make it. So trust me, little man. Trust me, little man. I'm watching you. So I haven't said a whole lot about all of my arsenal that I intend to bring against World Elite this show, but I assure you, they're going to be put on notice at this show.
That's going to be awesome.
And I have a feeling I'm going to whoop their butts east to west, north to south, coast to coast, all around the world. I'm going to put my size 11 regular dress shoe in that rear end.
There you go. Yep, the legendary Nikita Koloff himself is going to be there. So this is cool.
Hey, again, I'm on the opposite side of the fence from this one, but there's still mad respect for the guy. I can't say anything bad, except I'm sorry that he's not on my side. He's, that he's got to face Violence of Action along with his team, the Koloff Dynasty. I'm not going to say anything disrespectful about the guy. I hate to see him on the wrong team. Maybe he'll see the error of his ways on this one. But Nikita, he's been one of the best heels that wrestling has ever known. and never
Yeah.
will know. So it's par for the course, I suppose. So I can chalk that one up as a loss. I'm just going to stay out of his way, but I'm not going to take a Russian sickle. Not this guy.
The other big thing to keep in mind, or at least in all right, so I'm gonna pull the curtain back with this statement. Right now, with everything going on in the real world, to have Koloffs there is a whole nother level of heat. So
Oh, I agree.
and
Not to mention the real Drago. He's been very vocal.
right, exactly, and that's the thing. Like I
So
stay out of it as much as I can.
we have three Russians in the ranks of World Elite. So the thing about Mr. Worldwide, they're a little clandestine, little ghost-like manager who keeps evading me. And yeah, I'm gonna figure you out, Mr. Worldwide. I'm gonna figure you out. I'm not quite ready to reveal what I know about you, Mr. Worldwide, but I'm gonna tell you this. I'm on to your little operation, and you will not take Stranglehold. And so you say you're gonna send the Russians to invade Ukraine. So you say you're gonna destroy the whole world to take over Stranglehold Championship Wrestling. That you're gonna take everything I've got, and that you're gonna make me humble. Big boy, I've dealt with worse. 24 years of combat experience, brother, man. So
Dude,
you better pack a lunch, you and your World League crew, and your little sniveling financial guy, Michael King. Yeah, I got his number too.
it's I can tell you it's shaping up to be badass. There's no doubt about it. You got
Oh yeah, I mean,
video
no doubt.
games, comics, wrestling, cosplay, anime. I mean, I said I've been to the weird thing is like so you go to a comic book convention and you see Star Wars and the Marvel stuff and the cosplay, and man, you think you see some freaks there, but you go to
Yeah.
some stuff of anime and all of a sudden it's a whole new world of what the hell is this? And I'm not into it, but hey, whatever. It's a crowd, and they're always insane, so they make for great crowds.
Well, I have a feeling some of the other special guests at MomoCon are going to take notice of what we do as well. They're going to witness World Elite's butt kicking.
Well, that'll be good.
They're going to witness violence. They're going to witness violence of action taking the Koloffs and send them back to Mother Russia in a to-go box.
Michael King said, "You need humbling."
Oh, I need humbling. I need humbling? No,
Oh,
little
here
man,
we
you
go.
need humbling.
Man, yet another legend, Mr. Hughes, is going to be in the.
I can't say enough good things. I'd like to point out a lesson in history. The beautiful Brady Scott Baker, who's sitting to my left as we have this broadcast, was trained by Total Protection Mr. Hughes. So
Wow.
She comes from a pedigree of stars. Because Mr. Hughes has put out a lot of great talent. And to have him come to this show, he says, I got my boots ready, is all he would tell me. He didn't tell me what his intentions are just yet, but he's told me, don't worry, son, I've got my boots ready, and I'm kicking someone's ass.
There we go.
So it's an honor and pleasure to have Mr. Hughes make a stranglehold debut at MomoCon. What a wealth of knowledge! What a great trainer! I can't say enough good things about him.
Man,
he recognizes the good, bad, and the ugly of professional wrestling.
well,
He truly does.
and that's the great thing about having some of these legendary figures around is number one, some of the younger talent is going to get the opportunity to get a real critiquing from somebody who's been to the show.
That's right.
Now,
I know we got some more guests to talk about because I know when I see his picture, I'm gonna say some things about him.
yeah,
So let's continue. Mr. Hughes, I'll see you soon. Oh, there he is, the legendary Sarge himself, Sergeant Buddy Lee Parker. He is the man that's a legend among legends. A lot of people that are legends today, it's because of this man right here, Goldberg, the Big Show. I can keep going. And I remember when Sarge made himself known to me. He says, listen to me, kid. You got a good head on your shoulders. You got a good thing going. He says, I'm going to come in. He says, I'm going to help you recruit and train the best talent. And so far, I have not been disappointed. It's always a pleasure to work with this man. Got a lot of plans with this man. Sarge, always a pleasure. Matter of fact, I'm wearing my Stranglehold Edition Sarge shirt right now.
That's pretty badass. That's awesome.
I will have those available at MomoCon. They also come in a navy blue color. So yeah, a lot of love
Now,
for that man right there.
I'm going to go ahead and say I'm really excited for the next one.
There he is, the man, the myth, the legend.
The mayor.
Big red machine. We only get him for one day, folks. That's Saturday. I've got the link for the Kane pre-sale up on social media. Also, New Horizon Entertainment. They're also folks that run River City Wrestling Con in Jacksonville, Florida. They are partnering with me on this deal and bringing in the big red machine. So just a little rub. June 11th to 12th, right after MomoCon, will be River City Wrestling Con in Jacksonville, Florida. You guys don't want to miss that either. So We'll have Hotlanta, Georgia, Jacksonville, Florida, Texas. What am I going to do next? What am I going to do next? Inquiring minds want to know, right?
Well, you got the Carolinas coming down there too.
That's right. Yeah, I've seen. I have a lot of good Carolina talent coming this way.
You got Luka Daniels.
I like that guy. I've watched him develop into quite a young man. Now, World Elite seems to think that they're going to turn Luka Daniels against me. That Michael King has enough money in his little Monopoly money budget over there to turn Luka Daniels against me. Well, there's one member of World Elite that Luka's got his eyes on, and I'd hate to be him. And I think Luka's going to bench press him like he's a lightweight.
Oh.
Although I will give the kid credit, and this is Kiri that we're talking about, since him and Elemento want to cut a nice little promo on yours truly, saying they're going to get me and my paper doll wrestlers. My paper doll wrestlers. Now that's interesting. Paper doll wrestlers. See, that's the problem. World Elite likes to play with dolls. That's the problem. Too many doll references. Do they have a Barbie dream house over there or something? Is that what they think their Michael King mansion is over there? It's really a Barbie dream house? I mean, pink probably really is his color, isn't it?
Oh, more
like yellow, because that's the streak on his back.
I mean, every time I see him, it's predominantly red, black, or silver. Whenever I see him, in his suit.
Well, in this case, it's probably going to be yellow because that's the streak going down his back.
Well, very well may be. Let's see here. Man, I got one other thing I got to show. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this thing is bad to the bone. Look at this thing.
Oh, yes. Yes, the crown jewel. The one object that everyone is after. The Stranglehold Championship Wrestling World Heavyweight title.
Now tell me about this belt.
And it is one of a kind, the only one of its kind. If you'll notice, center plate, everybody's like, well, that looks like Stone Cold belt. So wrong. That's the face of death. Because I've stared right in the face of death in my 9 engagements in the service of this country. Now, of course, the interesting thing about my company is we are the first military veteran founded wrestling organization in all the world. 2 Navy, myself and one other. 2 Army and 1 Air Force, who unfortunately is no longer with us. He died during the COVID crisis. But this personifies complete, badassery. This personifies the warriors that have answered the call for this country. And whosoever shall walk away from MomoCon with this title around their waist will be the recognized true world champion of wrestling.
Very cool. Yeah, I like the design. The skull is very different from the smoking skull. Anybody who can't see that, Ray Charles said you're wrong. And it's cool with the dog tag side pieces. Those are awesome. The side plates there. That is cool looking.
And of course, I do have another belt that I have not I don't have pictured today, and that's the Warzone Championship. Now, a little bit of history about myself. I did have some dealings with ECW, and one of my close personal friends is ECW legend, the homicidal, genocidal, death-defying Sabu himself. Great friend of
Wow.
mine. Great friend of mine, and he's always treated me really well. Welcome. Has always been very welcoming. Has always been very kind. Has always had my back. So, given the fact that when we first started, we were doing a lot of hardcore deathmatch style shows, I found I was sleeping on a lot of traditional talent that, maybe I didn't want to turn them into ground chuck just yet. But I wanted to see them actually represent me in a different light. So I added the Warzone title, which is basically like a hardcore X Division belt. You will look like you've gone through a war after winning this title. And I have a special match at MomoCon in contention for this title. The wily veteran Dangerous Danny Horn, who defeated Sabu to become the first Warzone champion himself, has attracted a lot of interest. One, Aiden Blackheart, a newcomer that I am just now seeing, who's a beast, and that's Remington Roar. Then we also have the hardcore hillbilly. We also have this guy who's just as crazy, the unbreakable Chet Ripley.
I've heard of Chet Ripley.
Oh yeah, this guy's nuts. He makes Mick Foley look normal. So I'm looking forward to seeing what these guys are going to do. I'm looking forward to seeing what measures that they'll take this fight to Danny and to each other. And I have a feeling that besides the names I just mentioned, there's going to be more contenders as we go, because it's going to be a pretty sizable tournament for the next Warzone champion. Will Danny Horn walk away from this as still the Warzone champion? I guess we'll find out. I know he's watching. I know he's probably like, you already know. He's like, bring on whoever, however many, and I'll send them packing.
Oh,
But that remains to be seen, because there's a lot of competition in that match, and I'm really looking forward to these guys making their Stranglehold debut. Because the other thing about whoever wins this match will also be a weapon I use against World Elite.
Man, you really got it in for World Elite.
Yeah, they've been in my face a little too long.
Gotcha.
Saying they would destroy the world to take what's mine. Well, I've dealt with all of it. I've seen the true evil in mankind, and I've been in the world's worst places. I've been in the biggest hotspots in the world, and I came out smiling. Question is,
Right.
with y'all?
Man, I don't know. I just know that there's a lot. 4 days is a lot of content to fill, and I understand
don't worry. Oh, don't worry. We've got it all figured out. This will be likely our biggest show to date. This is a show
Gotcha.
that will rival WrestleMania, and I'm willing to back that claim up.
All right then. That's considering. I'm trying to avoid talking about WrestleMania. I really am.
But that's
Allergies been
okay.
in my way.
We'll tune in about that part later. We'll leave that discussion for another day.
Well, that's Tuesday, actually. As a matter of fact, that is this coming Tuesday. If you want to hear all the local podcasters and even people from up north and across the pond, we're having a show on Tuesday. But that's the Roundtable Rumble, 8 p.m. on the 5th. We'll worry about that then.
Absolutely. I'll tune in myself to hear this.
Oh yeah, and feel free to comment. That's the fun thing about this show.
Oh, trust me.
Because we've gone 4 hours on this show before because of comments, and more and more and more just keep going. I've had up to like 5 people on this show in series just pop in, talk for a while, pop out. I think that's what makes me different than your average podcast is. If you bring a viable point to the table, you can sit at the table. If you bring monotonous crap to my table, my plate's full. Roll on too.
Yeah. You can go sit at the little kids' little tykes table or whatever at that point. I get
exactly.
that. I ain't got no
I,
time for bull in my life either.
dude, I don't have time for bull or negativity. I
Yes,
try
sir.
to keep everything positive as much as I can. No, even if it's something I don't like, I try to find something in it to enjoy.
Well,
I,
be that as it may, and like you're saying there, I'll piggyback on that for a second. Be that as it may, the World Elite's a virtual pain in the ass. MomoCon is going to be a history maker for all of us. And I'm excited to be part of it. I'm excited to bring Next Level Wrestling to that fan base.
right. Now, with me, prime example, if I'm dealing with a company and they have a bunch of drama surrounding them, I start to shift away a little bit. And then the more negativity and crap that comes out the woodwork, the further I distance myself from it. I just don't. I got too much to deal with on my day to day. I don't
Yeah.
need it in my hobby too. And I'm not alone in that. I'm sure there's a lot of people that are like that. But when you're dealing with guys like, when you're dealing with guys that are business oriented,
Mm-hmm.
for example, like Michael King, you're going to have to deal with some of the pain in the ass, but in the end, you're going to get your money's worth out of it.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
And
I'll be honest. I think he's a genius. He's just on the wrong side. And again, I'm gonna show him the error of his ways. So after I prove to him that I'm gonna put my size 11 dress shoe in his rear end, right, and the rest of his little clown crew over there. Yeah, doesn't he have
oh,
a clown too? The guy looks like he should be named Golden Corral, not Squeaks.
dude. So I'm gonna say two things about Squeaks. Number one, yes, he does have a clown that is a gigantic man named Squeaks. He is a huge guy. So in the ring, he's as imposing as they come, and he looks impervious. He looks like he's just unstoppable. Now, on the other side of the curtain,
Well, I accept that as a challenge.
right? On the other side of the curtain, we were at a wrestling show where, and I actually attended this as a fan. So let's start there. I attended this show as a fan, and I was like, hey, man, can you do me a favor? There's a buddy of mine over here. He's just a little kid, and I wanted him to, he said, man, I just want to meet a wrestler. I just want to meet a wrestler. And I was like, no problem, buddy. Let me text some friends. Hold on. And Squeaks came out there with the nose and all that stuff and was interacting with a kid. So you gotta, while I
Well,
get
that
it,
sounds
heel
great.
face, whatever.
So once
It's
I'm done
one of
with
those
Michael
things
King,
where,
so once I'm done with Michael King, I'll hire Squeaks as my personal balloon animal maker. That sounds great. I could use one of those in my life.
my thing of it is this: no matter what, we try our best to make sure that we support the veterans in what you do. And I
Absolutely.
try to make sure I always bring that up here. And thank you again for your service, very much.
Oh,
It,
my
you know,
pleasure, guys.
and
Yep, it was a long time, but glad to be living a good life now.
right, and I show the same courtesy to everybody who was a veteran who's come on my show, be it Michael King or any of the other men and women out there. Randy Wayne, the outlaw Randy Wayne. I think very highly of him. Gunner, who was working out a scheduling
Oh, I
conflict
love
for
Gunner.
me
Oh
and
my
him,
God, I
but
love that dude.
he's like not far from here.
Yeah,
He, your signal's cut out there, guy. While we get that,
can you guys hear
while
me?
your
There we go.
signal catches,
A great
there
example
we
of
go. Yeah,
a great example of what a wrestler should be. I would definitely say
Gunner.
that about Gunner
Yep,
any day of the week.
he's a hell of a
Yeah,
talent, and I'm kind of pissed that the
absolutely.
WWE did not move forward with him and Lashley, which I thought. While I didn't expect Gunner to win, I didn't think Gunner would win the title. I thought Gunner versus Lashley could have been the main event of a Raw or a pay per view, and maybe not a Mania, not a SummerSlam, but it could have been, one of their secondary TLC. Sure, I could see that, and it would make
Well,
sense.
Politics is politics. Go up here, turn left on Hurricane Trail, please.
And you see why I avoid politics in my product as much as I can, right?
Agreed.
Exactly why. Because I don't want anybody else's opinions of me because of what my beliefs are affecting paying me. And I wouldn't want that as a person in the crowd,
Agreed.
A guest in the crowd. But so Tina Marie Miller sent a comment in. She said, "Yo, what's up, guys?
Hey, how are you, girl? Good to see you. How you feeling?"
We mentioned you earlier. We hope you're on the mend real well, and we look forward to talking to you more soon.
I was actually a featured guest on Peaches and Power Bombs, along with Miss Sarah Hirsch, who is the sister of Stranglehold Championship Wrestling Hall of Famer Cue Ball, and also my co-host on the Stranglehold podcast.
Okay, so there's a Stranglehold podcast to this too.
Yes, there is.
Okay, that's more information. So now we need to go check out. Now I got more homework to do. Thanks, Eric.
Hey, no problem.
Jesus.
All you want. Take a left here, bud.
Now
all you need, brother.
Douglas J. Campbell chimes in and says, "Hey, Eric Nelson.
Hey, brother. What's going on with you?" Now, this man right here, we're talking about veterans, United States Air Force. He was also a close personal friend of one of our founders, Mike Money. I met him through Mike Money's employ. Man, I know Doug will probably agree with me on this one. We both miss Mike terribly. And we even invented a drink. Cue Ball and I invented this drink called the Mike Money.
Okay, what's in it?
You take any flavor of Crown Royal you could possibly like and mix it with orange juice. Put a nice orange wedge there, and you have a Mike Money. Mike loved orange juice in the morning and Crown Royal at night. Many times I sat in Mike Money's personal penthouse there in Warner Robins, Georgia, and enjoyed my share of Crown Royal with the man.
Well, you guys are already a man after my own heart because that's my predominant go-to liquor anyway is Crown Royal.
That's right.
Now, mixing it with I don't drink it too often now. I don't drink a lot of soda anymore. I always mix my Crown Royal with Mountain Dew. That was just me.
Well, try it with some OJ and drink one for Mike.
God, I got to find OJ. Have you been to the stores? You can't find anything out there these days.
Yeah, it is a bit tough, but I'm fortunate enough to keep a supply of it myself.
There you go. I got some Tang. Will that count?
Well, if you like that taste, I mean, that's on you. I prefer a good Florida orange juice.
As do I. I buy Tang in the gigantic tub and make it for the kids. They love it, man. And it's vitamin C. It's not soda and Kool-Aid and trash.
Well,
it's at least got something.
You round up some real orange juice. Get you some Crown Apple and mix it with some OJ and put an orange slice and give the man up above. Salute. Let Mike know we're thinking about him down here.
Hell yeah. I'll get some orange juice, but I ain't getting no Crown Apple. I'm gonna stick with straight Crown. I don't.
Hey, there you go. Either one works.
I don't flake off. Now I have done some of the Special Reserve or the XOs and stuff like that, but I stick with the original.
Have you had the extra rare yet?
No, I have not. No, I have not.
I'll tell you what. When we hit the real big times, I'll get us a bottle extra rare. We can enjoy it.
Hell yeah. That'll be a whole nother ball game there. I'll have to find a room.
Yeah.
I don't drink and drive.
By the way, I did want to point this out for anybody coming to MomoCon. Even though the room block for MomoCon has been sold out at the Omni, there are still rooms available. The Omni is the hotel connected to the World Congress Center. It is a nice place. My producer, Gavin Campbell, and I just went to Fandemic to kind of scout things. And we got to hang out with Bruce Campbell, that played Ash in Evil Dead, and Carrie Ellis from The Princess Bride, and several other artists. We had a great time. We were treated very well. And we got a snapshot of things to come from MomoCon. So
as a reminder, when is MomoCon start and end?
MomoCon begins at 10 a.m. on Thursday, May 26th, 2022, and we're getting out of there by 5 o'clock on Sunday, May the 29th. So plan accordingly, folks. This is
Gotcha.
an event as a whole, not just with Stranglehold and World Elite's battle, but with the whole event as a whole. You can't miss it. You don't
What
want to
is
miss this one.
what's entry to the building and the venue?
The best deal I can tell you, go to MomoCon.com and order the 4-day pass. It's only $70. You can't beat the price.
Okay. Because see, I'm talking about I've got to eyeball it to see when I'm coming, if I'm staying a night or not, or if I'm just going to run up there early as hell on Sunday. Or run. Let me rephrase that. Run down there because it's a straight shot down 85 for me. But God, America's worst highway on the East Coast, right?
Wait a minute. You're gonna miss Saturday. You're gonna miss Kane. Come on now,
Dude, I got to see about work. You know, I got these real life things
you got a
called
month.
bills.
You got a month and 24 days, brother.
Yeah, that's plenty of time. It only takes me like 2+ weeks to get off, so I can worry
Yeah,
about it.
Hey, for all you folks that are worried about your jobs, we're a month and 24 days out. Go ahead and get your requests in. Let's make this happen. Come find me. We'll have a blast.
Uh,
If you're a World League
most definitely.
supporter, I won't hold that against you. Just be careful with that.
Wait, what was that part? What was that last thing?
There are some people that are World League supporters out there
Oh,
that seem to think that they've got a fighting chance. But if you're a World League supporter, cool. Come on out. Have a good time. But just be careful with that. Who sees you wearing that World Elite shirt? Just saying.
hey, look, I'm not going to say I'm for or against anybody, but the one thing I have learned in this industry, you always take care of those who take care of you, right?
That's right. That's right.
So, as you can tell, I know. Here's how you ended up on here. Besides, you and I having a back and forth because we just met online earlier this week. Right. There's no misconceptions. You got your script for this show, didn't you? Yeah, of course. Right.
Well, of course. Yeah, right.
Yeah. Yeah. That's how it goes.
Everything's scripted, right? Anyway.
I'm scripted. Yeah, I'm scripted. Of course. I'm also censored. But at any rate, as far as far as it goes, what happened was, Michael King's been talking about the World Elite. Then I heard Alan Hirsch on the Peaches and Power Bombs cast, and I'm like, hold up, wait a minute. I know these guys, and I know him. What is this? What are we talking about? What are we getting into here? So all of a sudden, the wheels started turning. You and I became Facebook friends, and I said, hey, man, what is up with this? Oh, this sounds like fun. Let's do an interview.
Yeah.
So,
So either way, with World Elites, their little minions, going to relish in the fact of the butt kicking they're going to receive. It's still going to be a good time for all of us.
like I said, in my case, it's strictly because I know Michael Brino and the guys from King Enterprises side, and that's how I ended up involved, ended up in the
Oh
conversation.
yeah. Who's the other little
And
midget
look,
they got? AJ Frost. I mean, what is he like? 4'3"?
AJ's taller than I am. I'm 5'8", or I was 5'8". I think I'm 5'6" and shrinking now.
I was going to ask him where his little fedora was, and if his Lucky Charms are magically delicious. I mean,
That's probably the wrong question to ask the freak daddy, is if his Lucky Charms are magically delicious, okay? I'm going to put that one out there. I think that's a horrible idea to ask that, man. Oh, you're cutting out. You have something good to say
I'm
and
still
you're
here.
cutting
Can you
out.
hear me?
You're killing me. Yeah, there you go. What'd you say?
Sorry about that. So sorry about that. I know his imitation Lucky Charms. Just saying. Because Michael King has this budget, but he always buys the off-brand Lucky Charms. I mean, what's going on there? I mean, who's this AJ Frost think he is anyway?
AJ Frost, from what I understand, now I understand. I met the dude. I talked to the guy.
He looks like a leprechaun. I mean, what? You know what I'm saying? Who is he? Hornswoggle's retarded brother? I mean, seriously.
Damn.
I'm just saying.
He's been, from what I understand, he's been doing this over 20 years. He's been wrestling professionally for over 20 years.
Wrestling? I thought all he did was carry a spit bucket. I had no idea.
Good Lord.
I mean, I was going to hire him to shine my shoes and carry my spit bucket around after we're done with King and the rest of the World Elite. You know, I have a guy making me some balloon animals and another guy shining my shoes and carrying around a spit bucket for me.
All right. So what you gonna have the rest of them doing? You got the role model Chris James, and then you got the Rolls Royce of professional wrestling, Mr. Brino Royce. What are you gonna do with them two?
Rolls Royce, that dude's not even a Power Wheels. Get out of here with that.
I'm gonna have to disagree with that one. That's just.
I mean, seriously, what do you do? Buy some Grey Poupon, and all of a sudden he's elegant, and you know what is this? Johnny Romano's gonna make short work of that guy. I ain't worried about him.
Johnny Romano.
You know, I got this brand new 2022 Chevy Blazer. I'm gonna put some asses on the front so I can kick them every time I get in the car.
Okay.
Maybe I can brand a Rolls Royce logo on it after ends up on the ground.
Well, I mean, you know, you can say what you want to do, and you know, I'm not here to bash brands.
Better yet, his butt could be a dartboard in my man cave. See, that'd be even better.
That's possible too, but you know, you sitting over there talking about driving a brand new Chevy anything, and I'm not so sure that's you saying something good. I'm almost because I'm concerned for the health and well being now of you, your young man in the back, and the nice woman sitting next to you. I'm scared for y'all's safety.
I mean, bow ties for gentlemen. You know, I can't help that. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, look, and I wear a bow tie, and you know this. You saw the promo picture.
You know, bow ties for gentlemen. That's why I go with Chevy and not Fountain Road Dead. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, I got 3 of them. I ain't got no problem with none of them. The oldest one's a 07 with 192,000. I drive that bastard every day. That little joker gets 30 miles to the gallon.
Having a Fred Flintstone that thing to work every day doesn't count. All right, just say it.
It gets 30 miles to the gallon. I ain't worried about it.
I feel you, man. I'm just giving you a hard time.
Oh, it's not shit. We're bullshitting. If we got heated, I'd just drop you off the video.
Yeah, go home and cry with Michael King and the rest of them. I'm sure they're crying about it right now.
Oh man, I'm surprised that we haven't got more out of that group talking today.
Yeah, we got Frosted Lucky Charms, the off-brand, of course. We got the Power Wheels of wrestling. You know that. You know he's going to run out of battery halfway through the match. But that's no problem. John Romano will deal with that. And then you got the guys coming walk around and make me some balloon animals.
You forgot the role model, Chris James.
Who?
Another member of King Enterprises. He's actually he's a current champion here in the upstate. His name is Chris James. He's called the role model, Chris James. Look,
what's he do? Steal all the roles at Golden Corral? I mean, talk to me here.
He's a solid in-ring performer. I mean, that's okay. That's what it is.
So maybe once he realizes the error of his ways and realizes that King Enterprises is, you know, the off-brand of the bankrupt version of Toys R Us, and he wants to come talk to a real manager of champions, maybe I'll give him a look.
You know, I wasn't going to share this right now. I was going to wait till you were off, but I'm going to share this for 2 reasons. Number one, so you can really see what Squeaks the Clown looks like. Do you know who Squeaks is?
Yeah, like I said, he's going to make me great balloon animals. I mean, I'm looking forward to meeting this guy right here.
Take a look at this. So this is Squeaks right here in the center in the back. Now this is a show we're working this coming Friday in Spartanburg over there at the Unit Firehouse. I'll bring this back up later when I promote the whole thing. Now this cat over here on the right, in the upper right, I need to tell you about this. There was a movie filmed in Charlotte that was called The Devil's Daughter, a Harley Quinn story. And you want to talk something that's magic, man, I suggest you go check it out on YouTube because Jax Insane played the Joker. And, brother, it was off the chain. Now,
I've heard that name. Jax Insane, I've heard that name.
Jax Insane is, beyond a shadow of a doubt, one of the best character-driven wrestlers I've ever seen in my life.
I'll have to make a note of that.
Yes. Mr. Nelson, you really should. And I'm going to tell you one other thing. I'll send you his promo that he cut the other day.
He's not in King Enterprises, is he?
No, he's not. He is not
Okay, good.
affiliated with.
So he's worth talking to. Got it. Okay.
He's not affiliated with anybody. But the cool thing about Jax is this: they did that movie. They've done. He works all over the place for professional wrestling. He's a hell of a talent. He's a very good talent. But he's one of those guys that, if you, depending upon what you need from him, he's able to deliver.
He just made my contact list.
Very good. I've known Jax since the first time I ring announced. And I'm trying to think. There was a name I needed to bring up. Chuck Sloan. Do you recognize the name Chuck Sloan?
I know Chuck Sloan very well, actually.
All right. Chuck Sloan was also in that movie with Jax. So it's just another thing to add to it. I met Chuck at a local
How
indie
is
show.
Chuck up these days? I haven't seen him since 2014, I think, is the last time we saw each other.
I saw Chuck a couple of months ago, and he looked good. He had a full beard, and he had the styling shades on. But I mean, he looked healthy, man. I have considered doing another series called The Legends of Wrestling: Our Link to the Past, because realistically, without the legends of this industry, we wouldn't be here. So my whole thing was, I want to set it up and I want to make sure I have a bunch of people lined up so that I can do it. But where we just do legends talking. That's it. Just me and a legend. I don't want 5 people. I don't want 55 people. I don't want no. The legend's going to talk about what the legend wants to talk about. And that's it. I think that would be the ideal thing to do. You cut out again.
Chuck's going to be a good one. Sorry, I said Chuck Sloan will be a good one.
He's one of them that I want to speak with about that. I think he'd be awesome to hear from. There's a couple of others down here in this area too. You're cutting out again, boss. Man,
hello?
Do they know what cell towers are in Georgia?
Some places, yeah. Some places, they're still working on that concept.
I mean, I figure if there's a road, there should be a cell tower nearby.
I mean, you would think that, but it is Georgia. You're right. I mean, I'm only here because the taxes are cheap. I mean, what can I say?
Same reason I'm in South Carolina.
I mean, hey, my actual retirement place of choice was Charleston, South Carolina. Oh, let's see.
Hey.
Speaking of clowns, Michael King will manage circles around. What's that? I can't see.
Try managing your Wi-Fi. Well, that right there was Mr. Scott Larson from the #Truth podcast. He does a ton of work with all different indie guys. He works circles around me when it comes to indie stuff because he does independent wrestling interviews 3 nights a week.
Very nice.
I mainly get on. Yeah, I get on and talk random shit until I'm tired and then I get off. Or in today's case, I talk until the Mania pre-show and then I get off.
To tune in. This guy sounds amusing. I'll have to tune in. I'm sure we can tell some stories and have some laughs. He sounds like the kind of guy I can talk to. Yeah, like I said, Wi-Fi is a little different here. I'm out touring, so.
Yeah. I understand. Y'all putting some fresh miles on that fresh shit relay, and it's okay.
Oh, okay. Shit relay. I hear you.
Oh, did my audio break up? Did that happen? Oh, my bad.
Just remember, bow ties are for gentlemen. That's all I'm going to say.
I wear a bow tie, but I damn sure ain't driving no Chevy. All right, I have driven.
Because you want to use one of those Flintstone cars, that's fine. I get it.
The last 2 I drove, I swear to God, when I got out, my arms were dead tired because the steering was like this to make a turn. It was the most ridiculous thing ever. I wasn't a fan. I drove a Astro van, and I drove a. My brother had a. What's that little? What was their little economy model car that they used to produce?
The
Uh,
Cavalier.
that thing. Yeah, he had that freaking thing,
Yeah,
and
the
I'm like,
last Cavalier I owned was a 2001, and I traded it in for an SUV. So I get you there.
yeah.
I
I
also
just, I
owned an '86 Cavalier, like a bread box with four wheels on it. So yeah, they've definitely evolved since then. This Blazer's been very impressive so far.
I've owned one Mopar vehicle, and I'll never own another one of those. Other than that,
Yeah, yeah. I don't like Mopar.
it's been Toyota and Ford my whole life. So that's
I
all
mean,
I've
we
ever owned.
can't all be perfect. I mean, I get it.
Yeah, they're both circular emblems. That's what it is. They both got circle emblems.
I do miss the Pontiacs. Of course, you know, I wish they'd bring the Pontiac brand back and bring the Trans Am back. And I would switch back to Pontiac.
Uh nah. Uh I never was a big Trans Am fan. I never was. I'm not a muscle car guy. I really wasn't. I
Well,
was
I mean, I
more.
can tell. You know what I mean? I can
Yeah,
tell.
exactly. I'm more of an import guy actually.
Yeah, especially
3000
since you like
GT.
Michael King as much as you do. You must be an import guy.
More of a like 3000 GT, old school Supras, things like that. I like
I
older
have.
style
I will
import
say
tuners.
this: I did look at a brand new Supra recently. Those things are sharp.
They're sharp, but I don't like the transmissions.
Yeah,
I don't like the engine. I don't like a lot of things about them. If they had a 6 speed manual and they had a 6 cylinder twin turbo, hell yes. Here, take the wallet. Let's go. I'm
I heard
good,
that.
but not like it sits. Not like it sits. I'm not a fan of the way they sit now at all. But because they're using Beamer parts. Why?
Oh yeah, well that makes sense.
But you know, we got MomoCon coming up. When other than MomoCon, which is 2 months away, emphatically, is there another Stranglehold Championship Wrestling event between now and then?
Between now and then, no, I'm kind of because MomoCon is such a large scale, high visibility event. I want to give it special attention, which is why I put it in the forefront.
Okay.
MomoCon for us was originally supposed to happen in 2020. Of course, we've dealt with this COVID business for the last couple of years, and that put a wrench in a lot of things. Because
Yeah, it was tough.
technically speaking, my man, we should already be on our third MomoCon by now, and they're looking forward to it as much as we are. I spoke to the director personally yesterday, and he expressed of how grateful he was to have us aboard, and also all the fans are approaching him saying they're looking forward to seeing what we're going to bring to the table. So, yeah, MomoCon will likely be a yearly thing for Stranglehold. It will likely probably be one of our biggest events because of the amount of people they bring. So, you have, the event that will be discussed on Tuesday. See, you like what I did there?
Yep.
So, MomoCon will be my version of that. They're projecting this year to have well over 200,000 so, yeah, a lot of eyes on us. Did you catch that last
200,000
part?
guests.
Cut out for a second.
200,000 guests in 4 days.
Plus, yeah,
Wow, that's huge.
they're expecting to say more, but they say plus.
Well, between now and then, we're definitely gonna have to set something up and get you back on, or get you and Alan, uh, Q Ball, whatever you want to call him, get y'all back on
Yeah,
and
yeah.
do
Be glad to do
do
that.
another one of these, and we'll have the full card layout if we can. That'd be awesome.
I'm gonna lay out some specials. I don't want to give away the farm just yet,
Like I
but
said, that's fine.
I am gonna go over some of the things next time around. As a matter of fact, I'm on the way to my booker's house right now.
Okay.
Go over some of the changes that have been made to the card because I'll play devil's advocate for a minute on this towards independent wrestling. As much as I love it, as much as I live it, there's those people, and you know this, that just can't get out of their own way. They don't want to better themselves. They want to choose, low quality stuff just so they can have a quantity of bookings. That's not the way to go. It really isn't. I'll go ahead. I'll go ahead and put the curtain back on this for a second. While Michael King's on the wrong side of the ring and while he's backing the wrong horse, I will say that the guy's got an eye for talent and he's got an eye for this business. I will say that positively about him, even though he's a little punk right now. But when he wakes up and realizes that he should have backed the winner in the first place, and when he comes to his senses, I'll forgive him. But that being said, I like people that have a go-getter attitude. I like people that are motivated and that know how to push the product and be part of something. You have too many people out there trying to collect belts. What does that make you look like? You tell me, Saint. What do you think that looks like if you walk around and look at me? I got 10 title belts from 10 promotions. What do you think that is?
It looks like you're the big fish in a bunch of little ponds. That means you need to find a bigger lake to go swimming in.
I mean, honestly, it doesn't look like you're serious about being a professional or building yourself or a product at all to me. That means that I can't take you seriously. Because, see, I look at the whole person concept when I book a talent or when I scout a talent. It's what propensity do they have to make me and this promotion better? I don't need a bunch of people that are going to come in just to wrestle, just to get their shit in. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I need people that are going to be part of the team.
Okay.
And like I said, the ones I've named out today, the posters I've sent you, those are team players. Those are team players, and that's what I'm looking for.
Right.
I hey, why aren't you booking me? Well, what have you done? What potential do you have to make this promotion and yourself noticed in a more positive fashion, other than looking like we went to Cousin Elmer's barn and let Farmer Brown from next door be the referee? Because that's what half this shit I see looks like. These indie flyers look worse than what my 7-year-old could do. And that's the stuff that disgusts me.
You're right about that. Now, I want to bring up, seeing that you brought up flyers. I got to show you this one, and I've shared it, so I don't know if you've seen it. I don't know what you did when you got my, friend request or however that went down. I don't know if you looked and saw any of the stuff I'm sharing. But I can tell you one thing, brother. Looking at this, Colby Carino, Chase Emery, the Wrestling Classic. This flyer is a work of art.
It's beautiful.
Right.
Colby Carino, I'll touch on him for a little bit. Phenomenal talent. That guy's going places. That's the type of talent that I look for.
Right.
There are a lot of talents that I look at that are a little too overutilized. That's the other problem. Overutilization of talent. If every promotion within 30 miles of each other has the same people, here's the thing. Spot shows are not drawing the crowds they used to. They're just not.
No, they're not.
The way to go in this world is conventions. Because the mindset of the convention, and you know this, of any Comic-Con, of any major convention, people walk in there with a mindset of spending money. And they're only going to buy the stuff they believe in. So people 100%. Ask all the time, and of course, a lot of times behind my back is, how did that guy get MomoCon? Well, it's very simple. They recognize game. Game recognizes game.
Yeah.
They recognize that I'm going to bring something to the table that not everybody else does or has. That I'm not going to use the same old people doing the same old stuff in front of the same 100 people. Because we've all heard that story before.
Right. You're not saying anything wrong. You're not saying anything wrong.
And like I said, I'm not putting
not even a
anybody
little
out
bit.
on blast. I'm not going to put anybody out on blast because they already know who they are. And what's worse about it is the talent that Ghosty shows recognize that as well. And they're coming to me saying, hey, man, you spoke to me there. You know, what can I do to be better? What can I do to help your product be better? And I'll say this, say less and show more. If I ask for a promo, give me a promo. If I ask you, hey, it takes 5 seconds, it costs $0 to share a poster. If you want to be considered a top player, if you want those accolades, you want those rewards, be a team player. Have the initiative to share something without me having to come and say, hey, man, can I get a promo? Or, hey, man, can you share my flyer? I shouldn't have to do that.
No, you shouldn't.
Hey, man, will you go give me a like on my social media page? Why should I have to ask that question if you're serious about working for a winning product?
Yet again, you're not wrong here. There's an aspect of this though that I also think would help. I designed it, but who uses it is who uses it. I don't care. Because I just want to make shit better for the guys in the locker room as well. What I have been saying for the last probably 6 months since I developed the idea was when you got your Tron, right? Or you got a projector or whatever.
A screen, yes, right.
A screen. When you've got that up during the match, what would be just mind-blowingly stupid easy, yet make so much sense is when you have we'll use Brino, Royce, and who's he going against?
John Romano.
Romano. So you've got Romano and you've got Royce on this poster, right? In the middle of it, you got Versus, VS, really simple. Above it, you got the wrestling company's name. Below both of those guys' name on that flyer during their match, put all their social media shit there.
Exactly.
And now every fan can see their outreach and how to get to them. And if the fans want to follow Brino to another show in another state, they can. They want to follow Romano to another show in another state, they can, because they're going to know where those guys are working.
And I hope and you know what, between you and me, I hope they're listening to this.
I hope everybody listens to this because, all right, am I going to come knock on your door? Hey, man, you used my idea. Do you see do I have my palms out to you? I don't, because I just want to see shit get better. I want an improvement. I really do.
Which is one of the things I like to pride myself on is I have spent the miles. Like, we're no shit going out here scouting. This is not a work. We're out here scouting. I'm going and talking to business owners about sponsoring events.
Yeah.
I'm going out talking to potential people that I want on my roster. That's why I traded in and got a car with no miles on it, because I don't fly. I drive.
Well, I don't know about all. It depends on where I got to go. I'm gonna fly.
Hey, I've seen too many things go off the flight deck of an aircraft carrier that should not have.
Oh, okay. Military and government stuff aside, that's a different regulation, and we know it. You and I both know that.
And the way I figure it is, the aviation industry as a whole, I know some people out there that work in it, and they say it's worse than when they were in the military. That scares me.
That is kind of horrifying. I mean, I spent several years at a military establishment as an employee, a federal contractor,
mm-hmm.
And DoD CivCon,
Right? Okay.
And the people I met, coolest people in the world,
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Some of the stuff I got to see and do, and stuff I got to tear up. Here, take this, go mess things up. Here's the keys to a brand new excavator. Go trash something. Okay, sure. I have no clue how to do any of this, but whatever you say, pal, I will do it. Don't care. I have also seen where they try to cut their money at and the stuff they try to limp along beyond end of life
Yeah.
20-year-old beyond its EOL. I've seen it. So what you're saying about the airline industry doing that is horrifying. That's no joke. I'm not flying to Florida when I go to Florida in July. I'm driving. I'm going down to the Keys for a week because I need to get the hell out of here occasionally. I haven't been out of here in a while. So,
Yeah.
um,
Yeah,
but
which is why, right after MomoCon, I'll be, most likely in Jacksonville, Florida, and then after that, Lake Jackson, Texas,
there you go. Now we have
and wherever else wants to book us. Trust me, we are being watched. I know this.
oh,
My inbox stays full. My phone rings nonstop. I've had to ignore several calls if we've been sitting here for the last hours of change.
I guarantee you, we've been on for an hour and almost 12 minutes. Now, this comment, buddy of mine saying howdy, he is actually one of our local officials down here, and I didn't realize it. I'm behind the curtain here, okay? I didn't realize how much valuable information rolls through these guys' head. I really didn't.
Yeah.
We're sitting there. I'm running sound for this show in Union, and I announced for like 5 different places. I do ring announcing for whenever they got their shows. If they need me, I go. It's cool. Now what is up with that is he was sitting beside me because he wasn't booked. He was just there to be there to help and support, or if he was needed, he had his gear in his truck. Good to go, right? He's sitting there smartening me up on what's going on in the ref because I can see the match. I know the match. I understand the match. He's evolving me into the mind of a ref. And I'm like, I don't want to do this because if I get hit, I'm going to be pissed. And so's my wife and multiple other people that we can't mention on air. But that was valuable information to me because it gave me a whole new set of eyes and a different perception of what I'm already seeing. So I mean, I got to give credit to my man Timothy for that one. A local wrestling talent in this area, John Matthews, has chimed in saying, "What's up? Hey, young man, look forward to seeing you soon. I don't know when I'm going to see him next, but I've seen this kid live now 5 times, maybe. But every time I've seen him, he has elevated. And that's no bullshit. That's real.
And that's the other thing I'll talk about. I'll piggyback on that real quick. Then I'm going to have to cut you off. I'm going to have to get going. As long as talent can evolve and always continue to be better, that's when you know you've got a winner.
I agree. Now, the Rolls Royce of professional wrestling has finally chimed in. He said James Ellsworth. So that's an insult on a different level. I can't look.
Yeah, I hear you talking. Don't worry, Romano's going to close that smart mouth of yours. Talk about a little like the no chin James Ellsworth.
I can't endorse that comment. I can't endorse that whatsoever for multiple reasons. I cannot endorse that.
Yeah, I've met James Ellsworth. Not really a fan.
I'm fine where I'm at. I'll put it to you like that. I have enough friends and people that I talk with and deal with that anything else is irrelevant to me. You know,
right, of course.
I try to make sure I continue to grow, and prosper is a perception. Prosperity is a perception to me. The difference I just want to be there. I just want to do things. And if I get to do things, cool, I get to do things. That's how I'm built.
Well, listen, I'll be tuning in to hear your views on the event on Tuesday.
Okay.
And I got to step into a meeting, so it's a pleasure being aboard today, sir. And anything else before I go?
No, sir. We will talk again. I'd like to get you and Alan on together if right before MomoCon, preferably the week before to help promote it. And then
just send me a reminder, and I'll get with my secretary. We'll make that happen.
Yep. And then possibly if I show up, if I can get down there for that one, we may
Yeah,
do
seriously,
one
come find me.
from we'll do one from MomoCon.
That'd be great.
That'd be a whole new.
There'd be probably a couple others, but the way I look at it, hell, the more the merrier.
Yep. Hey, it is what it is, and you know, sir, it was a pleasure to finally speak with you one on
Yeah,
one.
absolutely, Saint. That was a pleasure, and I'll be looking to talk to you again soon.
Hell yeah, sir. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. This has been the manager of champions, Stranglehold Championship Wrestling Zone, Eric Nelson.
See y'all.
Thank you. Guys, you know, have I told you lately how blessed I am? Because I stay this way. I constantly come in contact with new people who just want to do more and better things. That's called evolution. That's called evolving into a product and evolving into, you know, into something you want to do. I love what I do with professional wrestling, and there's nothing that can change that. But I also like watching my friends grow and also prosper in this industry. So that's one of those things. You get what you put in, and people get what they deserve. That's also a you do for those who do for you. You look out for those who look out for you. When I have friends that share my stuff or, you know, try to come on and contribute, I try to make sure that I share their stuff and I contribute to them as well. This ain't a competition. It's all about progress and it's all about moving forward and moving further and deeper into what we want to do. Yeah, I'm not going to go announce at Mania. Yeah, I'm not going to announce at AEW Dynamite. I don't care. That's not the goal for me. It's really not. And for anybody who thinks it is, sorry to burst your bubble. I'm just here to have a good time. I deal with so much monotonous shit in my day to day life that this wrestling thing, this is my escape. This is my way of finding peace within myself. So Timothy Godfrey spoke up. He said, I've done nothing but study refs and the jobs of refs. And it shows. It shows, my friend. It shows. So look here, we got Josh Matthews says, I'll be at his pro and APW Chester. That's badass, buddy. I'm going to see you there at his pro. Then we got 3 Count Pro on Sunday. That's a huge deal, man. 3 Count, 3 Count puts out some hellacious work from what I understand. Yet another show I haven't had a chance to make. Conflicting schedules or just time for me to get there has been my biggest detractor in this. I always try to make sure that I can do what I can to bring in more people. Um, it's just one of those things where you can only do what you can do and you hope for the best. Oh, you're going against TJ Boss. All right, kid, I'm going to tell you one thing. I liked your face the way it was because the boss is probably going to hurt you. I mean, I got nothing. I've got nothing against him, and nothing against your talent either. But I can tell you this: that dude is a monster. I've seen enough videos to know that he works, and he is a beast. Man, somebody's sending me a message. Hang on. I do gotta send a quick reply to this one. What I'm gonna end up doing is actually instead of sending a reply, I'm actually just gonna take and send him my actual show that's running and be like, I'm kind of busy, bro. But at any rate, guys, you know, as always, it's been a hell of a week for professional wrestling. The last several days, as you guys have heard me coughing and I probably sound like trash, reality is allergies this week have kicked me square in the teeth. I was invited to several shows last night, neither of which I was going to attend. Neither of which I was going to be able to attend due to other things that have to be taken care of. And last night, I predominantly sat in this office, doors shut, lights off, and the humidifier on, trying to sweat it out, trying to just get all this crap cleared out of me. Um, but there's so many things going on right now in wrestling that's just great. You hope for the best and you really want to see everybody succeed. And no matter what, guys, I want everybody to succeed because the more success we have universally amongst all of us, the better it's going to be for all of us to draw crowds and to do things of that nature. Um, oh, the hell with it. So, be that as it may, we've got a long line, a laundry list of stuff coming up. It looks like tomorrow, at this point in time, tomorrow, 6 p.m., the Wrestling Wire will run again, but we're going to have our special guest, Mr. Ethan Case from Palmetto Championship Wrestling, owner and operator of the Palmetto Wrestling Academy. Now, he's going to be on tomorrow because we're going to talk all things PWA and we're going to talk about their upcoming show this weekend on the 9th, which is Bad Vibes. Now, between now and Bad Vibes, Tuesday, you've got the Round Table Rumble where you're going to have myself. I'm going to be there at a minimum. Everybody else is card subject to change, okay? We got Scott Larson. We got Harry Bernard. Let me do this in order and give everybody their proper adieus, all right? Scott Larson from Hashtag Truth. You've got Harry Bernard Taylor and Christopher Burton from the Straight Up Wrestling Show. We've got Stravy Stones coming to us from BFA Entertainment in Pennsylvania. We've got Gary Horn from This Is NWA, the podcast, and he also handles a lot of their online social media stuff from the NWA. We've also got Tom Clark's main event. We've got Tina Marie Miller and Sarah Hirsch from the Peaches and Power Bombs cast. Now, interesting little factoid here. Tina Marie Miller is also part of the Real Wrestling Community. She does another show with another phenomenal admin that we have here, and that is Mr. Luke Anthony Walsh from Europe. So, guys, it's when you think, oh, we're just talking about small town indie wrestling in the Carolina. No, Dick, we're talking about global shit. We're talking about stuff where I've got guys and ladies up and down this coast turning this up. I've got guys on and ladies on the West Coast sharing this out. I've got people across the pond who are on and involved in this because it's just fun to do. A lot of people are like, oh, you're never going to make any money. I don't care about the money. I'm not here for that. I'm here to entertain myself. I am here for my pleasure. And one thing's for certain, you can always count on me pleasuring myself. So when it comes down to it, you've got all these different people out there, all these different podcasts, and everybody's unique and different in their own way. Pro AEW, pro WWE, pro NWA, anti whatever, anti any of those companies. And it's all variables. That's why it's magic and it works because we all have a different perception. Wrestling is the greatest variety show on the planet. There's something for everybody at every show. We just had a hell of a comment. What is up, playa? Coming at us. He said, what's up, boss? Not much, man. Just sitting here enjoying my Sunday, doing that damn thing like I do every Sunday. And Playa will be in the ring doing his thing this Friday night at his pro wrestling. Playa has also got a charity show coming up. My brother, give me the content for it right now. Put it right back in the comments. So that way I can promote it out. I'm sorry I cannot make it, dude. I really am. I tried. My supervisor was like, nah, not happening because of whatever. it is what it is. I think I was just out of time. I don't even remember if my supervisor or if it was the damn machine itself. We got this computer thing that runs our leave. It's freaking weird. So, either way. All right, here we go. We got the Wired Jaw Social Club versus Sue Dudes with Attitudes at His Pro Wrestling Friday for the His Pro Wrestling Tag Team titles. Yes, I know about that one. Tell me about the charity show, my brother. That's the one I need to I want to put up here because I'm not going to make it, but you asked me to promote it. I'm going to promote it because why wouldn't I? You know, that's that life lesson. That's that life lesson. You look out for those who look out for you. To the person that just sent me a direct message, we can talk off air. I will send you my phone number when this show ends. You and I can have a discussion there. There's certain things I discuss vocally, not written, so there's no misconceptions. There's also no proof of context. Copy that. All right, the benefit show at April the 15th, East Lincoln Speedway in Stanley, North Carolina. Cool, man. I don't know what the benefit's for, but it's for a good cause, because if it wasn't for a good cause, those guys wouldn't be dicking with it. That's just how they're built. That's how they're wired. The Wired Jaw Social Club. Playa and Laz, man, they're good people, dude. Anything I've ever seen them work in, they do good work. It is what it is. Doors open at 6, bell time 7. Tickets $8. Kids 12 and under are $5. Dude, you can't go wrong with this. That's a great deal, man. That's a really good deal for some local indie wrestling. Anybody that's in the area that's looking to go for something to do, it's a great step up. Benefit show is for a fellow wrestler whose cousin has stage 4. Damn it, man. A cancer benefit is how I came into this business. We did a cancer benefit for a man here in Cowpens, and we did it right there at the Broome High School in Spartanburg. I fell ass backwards into professional wrestling. I'll put it that way. And if anybody doesn't get that reference, sorry about your luck, because that's what happened. I legit fell completely backwards into this, but I love every second of it. I've met some of the coolest people. I've got great friends out of this. And for anybody that knows me personally, you realize that I don't have friends because I don't do that shit. But, we've been going strong for damn near 90 minutes. I'm not going to talk about Mania. I will speak on the Hall of Fame. I will speak on NXT. But I will not talk about Mania. Give me just one moment. I apologize, folks. Allergy straining, and it is what it is there. But that's why I'm sitting in my office. I can do as I need to. So, NXT Stand and Deliver. From top to bottom, that card was great. If you are one of those people that are all like, oh my God, they changed the colors and Nickelodeon XT. N and NXT stands for Nickelodeon. Get over yourself. Your bias is showing. Because if you're a fan of good professional wrestling, you got it. You got it handed to you. But because you have afflictions and affiliations in other places and you want to just stake your banner into something else, you decide that that's not, your cup of tea. All well and good. The matches were on fire from start to finish. There wasn't, in my opinion, there wasn't a bad match on the card from what I saw. There was a couple of rough spots. No joke. Ain't no bullshit there. But as far as it goes, that was a great show. I am also man enough to admit to you, when watching the Hall of Fame, that Shad Gaspard spot, man, his spot got me. Straight up got me. The part with his kid and JTG doing the handshake and all, man, just so freaking good. The speeches just hit me. And to anybody who has anything negative to think about anything I'm saying, I'll put it to you like this. One of the greatest people in this industry of all time, the most recognizable names of wrestling history, once said, with a tear in my eye. That's right. The man said that. So I want you to tell me that that man with his emotion showing, isn't a real man for showing his emotion. Because I loved the Hall of Fame from start to finish. Shad Gaspar got me and Taker got me. You could see Taker and man, you could hear it in his voice. I loved every second of it. I was so freaking happy. My brother Joe Mike asked me years and years ago. We were sitting up one night drinking beer, watching wrestling. I think we were sitting in my apartment at the time, and this was in Maryland, so it's been 12 years ago or better. I don't even think I had kids then. We're sitting there and we're talking, and he goes, "Man, when Undertaker finally retires, I really hope that we get an interview from Mark Calloway and not Undertaker." He goes, "I don't want it to be another promo. I want it to be Mark talking and being Mark." And my brother, I know you're probably out there listening. If you ain't listening now, I know you're going to listen later on in the week. You got exactly what you wanted out of it, because that was Mark Calloway talking Mark Calloway shit, and it was awesome. I loved it. Brino, the Rolls Royce, my brother, what is up, man? What can I do for you? You sending me a message, Ron, my boy. What you got, man? Because I'm here, baby. I'm all ears. We can talk about that till we're blue in the face. I could go on for hours about the Hall of Fame. Unfortunately, right now you're out of time before the pre-show and then the main show of Mania Night 2 starts. Night 1 was fire. Anybody telling you anything else, they were asleep, because Night 1 had a great mix of everything. And I'm really excited, genuinely excited for Night 2. Hell, I made dinner at like 3 o'clock. Mine's still sitting over here because I ran out of time to eat before Mr. Nelson joined us on the show. Let's see. I'm gonna go ahead and put that poster up again. His Pro Wrestling, coming to you live from the Una Firehouse this Friday in Spartanburg, South Carolina. Adults $10. Kids ages 6 to 12 are $5 each. Like I say, April the 8th, come on out and see your favorites. We got Brian Bullet. We got Joey Reimer. We've got Jet Morris, Jackson Insane, Squeaks the Clown. I think that's Myrick Moore and Jackson Cage. If I got that dude up in the back wrong and that's not Myrick Moore, my bad, bro. But I think that's who that is. But I wasn't given a card. I wasn't given a card to work from yet on this, so I can't tell you what's going on. What I would like to do further as I progress into professional wrestling, in the indie level, one thing that I would really prefer is this. If you're coming on the show, as y'all saw, Eric Nelson made sure he sent me a laundry list, a plethora of stuff to use, pictures to talk about, things to go over. And he's not the first one to do it. We've done it with Cole. We've done it with a bunch of people. I would love that ability to promote those that I work with to help further them. Am I the big fish in the pond of podcasting? No, I'm not. I'm not claiming to be. However, the reality is I have reach, because if I didn't have reach, I wouldn't have so many damn friend requests every week about professional wrestling over and over and over again. And it never misses. And look, allow me to make this perfectly clear as well. Just because I don't accept your friend request doesn't mean I have anything against you. It means that I need more time to figure out whether or not there's a viable reason to accept it. I choose not to surround myself with negativity. Yet again, another common point you notice was brought up between myself and Mr. Nelson. I don't do drama shit. I don't do this, he said, she said. I don't do that either. There's a lot of things that I do not mess with, especially when it comes to legalities. There's a whole bunch of stuff that I just, nope, not my bag, not my thing. You need a body bag, and that's the thing about it. I don't get involved with certain things. I will not get involved with certain things. It is what it is, ladies and gentlemen. So uh that's Monday and Tuesday. We got Ethan Case. We got that. We got Friday, already talked about his pro wrestling. Saturday, we are going to be talking about or Saturday we'll be at Palmetto Championship Wrestling in Lexington, South Carolina. Guys, it's worth the drive. Take a trip, come on down. Then later on in the month of April, we have on the 15th, we've got the benefit show at East Lincoln Speedway for cancer fighter. Check that out. Coming up after that, we've got another His Pro Wrestling show, which I will get more involved in that as we get closer to it because card subject to change. There ain't no point in announcing it now. But we've got that going on later on in the month of April. In the beginning of May, we've got Pro Wrestling Union's Mayhem. J.D. Drake challenges Chase Emery for the Pro Wrestling Union heavyweight title. That is going to be an awesome match. Chase and Colby just had a phenomenal match. Chase was able to squeak on past him, but I can tell you one thing. I want to see him get past Big J.D. Drake, the blue-collar badass. I can't wait for that night. It's going to be a phenomenal group of matches there as well. The very next night, we're going to Silva, North Carolina for Answer the Call. You saw the promo video at the beginning of the show. If you don't know anything about it, I'm sorry. Go start the show over the moment it ends and watch the first several minutes. Whether or not the audio is in there, I don't know. I tried to delete the audio because I don't want to get flagged by YouTube or Facebook or some shit for audio rights that I don't have rights to. So there's that thing too. Let's see. So we've got that. Now, H2L, Heroes to Legends, is also involving HVW, High Velocity Wrestling, which you got Tom Clark and Benfield involved in. There's a whole lot more to that story too, and I guarantee you I'm going to be there, and if I get the chance to shake Tom Clark's hand and introduce myself personally, man, I really hope he's there. I hope I get to meet a whole bunch of cool people, man. So we've got that coming up in May. We've got another show coming up in June. I am not at liberty to announce too much other than this. There is an additional Pro Wrestling Union show being added to June. And that's the end of my statement. Coming up in July, we've got the next AWL show in July. In June as well. Oh, I got to back up 1 month. In June as well, we've also got CMW Evolution coming to you live in Clinton, South Carolina. I got people in Clinton, guys and ladies that I've worked with. So this is a whole nother ball game for me. New venue, another I've worked with CMW Evolution in the past, but can't wait for that either. Oh, Jesus. AWL's got another show coming up in July on the 23rd. Can't wait for that one. And September, I'm booked for something else that I can't go into details about, but let's just say this. And I'll make this as crystal clear as I can. I can't wait to go home and see the legends. take that however you want to take it. Just understand that I realistically in September, I can't wait. It's going to be a magical year in independent professional wrestling. I've got 2 phone calls that I've got to make now, at minimum, because there's just, like I say, there's certain questions coming out that we can't do here. Folks, thank you all for tuning in. I greatly appreciate it. It's been real. It's been fun. Hell, it's been real fun. I can't wait to see you all at the indie shows. I can't wait to see everybody at MomoCon. If I show up, we'll figure that out. Hell, I've got the gathering in August, so I'm busy there too. There's so much more stuff going on. I just can't wait. So, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. I greatly appreciate it. Hit that like, hit that share, hit that subscribe. Go to Netflix, hit the notification bells. I don't care. Hit all the buttons. All the buttons except for the unfollow or the mute. You don't want to hit unfollow and you don't want to hit mute. You want to hit all the good buttons out there. And be sure you come and check everybody out on Tuesday. Be sure you're here for tomorrow night's show. I really can't wait. I am very excited to talk to Ethan. I haven't spoke to Ethan in person since 19 when I came into this. So I am very excited to speak to him again. Guys, thank you all once again. I greatly appreciate it. And make no mistake about it, you don't want to miss what's coming up. Thus proclaimed.